Hi guys and dolls, how are you? I hope you are well. Today I'm going to talk to you about a topic that nobody wants to talk about. But the reality is we need to talk about it because if we don't, more people are going to do this. That's the bottom line. More people are going to do it. So we have to stop looking at what's uncomfortable for us and focus on what's happening and what's real. Um, I know there's a famous YouTuber, mental healness, Lee Hammock. He's a self aware narcissist and he teaches people about narcissism and that kind of thing. And he doesn't use the actual word, he uses the terminology unaliving when a person unalives themselves because he doesn't want to be regulated and have that video disappear, if you know what I mean. So I will use that term as well. Um, so a friend of mine works, um, where she works, her coworker was 19 years old. He was a hard worker. He busted his chops at work and he was pleasant and he got along with everyone. Everyone liked him. And he unalived himself the other day. He was 19 years old. This is devastating for everyone who knows him, family, friends, coworkers. He was someone to look up to, someone to confide in, and all of that. And he was obviously battling demons. Obviously. I feel sad and I don't even know him. And it brings me back to when my neighbor did it. And he always had a rage problem. My neighbor did. And they had been drinking that night, him and his girlfriend, and that's not going to help with his rage problem, if you know what I mean. And they went to a bar that night, which they had no business going to because he's a jealous person anyway, and he has a rage problem. And then you add alcohol to the mix. Well, where do you think that's going to go? Not good places. And they had a physical fight that night. He beat her up, and she called the cops, and he got arrested. He was active duty military. He got arrested, released on his own recognizance on Sunday morning. On that Sunday morning, this was years ago. And he called her on the phone and he said, "I'm sorry for what I've done and I'm sorry for what I'm about to do." And then he proceeded to do it while he was on the phone with her. Okay. She heard it. She heard the weapon go off and that kind of thing. I knew the room he did it in because that used to be my best friend's house. So I was always over, we were always over each other's houses. And I knew the room he did it in because I knew her house like the back of my hand. So the room that he actually did it in, they had pulled the carpet for obvious reasons. And it was a bad scene. It was a really bad scene. Um, it took me a while to get over it because I had talked to them that Saturday. Some of you may have heard this already. And I was making jokes with them. I don't talk to people I don't know that well. So, I mean, I'll say hi to people and stuff like that, but I don't really break my neck to be friends with people. I've been through a lot with folks, and I just don't really break my neck to become friends with people. So it kind of happens on its own. Like it just kind of happens. And before you know it, we're friends. But I don't really initially, I don't really go out of my way to meet people. I'll say hi to you, how you doing? I like your dog or something like that, but then I keep it moving, you know what I mean? And we had talked that day, and they were having a barbecue. They had friends over, and this was Saturday before everything went down. And I got out of my car because, like I said, I lived cat a corner from them, and I heard one of them say to one of their friends, "Do you want a burger or hot dog or something?" And I kind of made it. That was the first time I ever spoke to them, and I said, "I want a burger," and they said, "Well, come on over here." And I said, "No, no, 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 no." They're like, "Come on." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. Next time, next time." And they're like, "Yeah, right. Mm-hmm." Kind of thing. And then Saturday night, everything popped off, and then Sunday, everything popped off, and you know, he did that. So this scenario that just happened is bringing me back to that, and so it's just really sad, you know. And anyway, so yeah. So this is from the National Institute of Mental Health, NIH. And these are some of the signs. I will tell you this before I go into signs that this could possibly happen. This is not the case with everyone who does this, because I've known of other people who have done it and there were no signs. In fact, there was a young lady who did it earlier in the summer. And I asked her coworkers, "Did y'all see signs?" And they said, "Not really." Like on Wednesday, these were her coworkers. Wednesday, they said she's a little bit quieter than usual, but not that much quieter. And then Thursday, she stocked everything at work to make sure they had everything that they needed, because she knew what she was going to do Friday. And then Friday, she went ahead and unalived herself. So every time we go to this particular place where she used to work, it's really hard not to remember that. It's hard to not remember that. Plus, she did it right next to the place where she worked. And I'm trying for grace, to be graceful about it. I'm not going into details of where she worked and all of that. But she did it right next to her job, and we go to her place of work all the time. So it's really hard not to think about that. So it just doesn't hurt the person who does it. It hurts a lot of people. It hurts their family. It hurts their friends. It hurts people that don't even know them, because you're making a permanent decision on a problem that may not be permanent. There's a guy whose father had done it, and he wrote a book, and I can't remember the name of the book, and I apologize for that. But he talked about that. He said, you're making a permanent decision on something that may not be permanent. So the way you feel now may not be how you always feel. But then there's other intricacies, as in severe depression, severe anxiety, that some of that cannot be resolved through medication. Sometimes it's just not resolved through, and they've tried all kinds of medication. It's just not working. So anyway, oh, I'm getting toasty again. I should have the fan on, but because I'm a genius, I don't. Yeah. Can y'all bear with me a second? I'll be right back, okay? Okay, sorry about that. Real life, people, real life. I don't edit or anything like that. I just let it ride. So let's go into, sometimes it's a silent thing. And what I mean by that is there's no real signs sometimes, because people want to act as normal as possible because they've made up their mind they're going to do it, and they don't want you talking them out of it. So I'm going to tell you what some people do, but that is definitely not everyone who does it. Okay? So, because everybody's not in the same box, everyone doesn't behave in the same way. So these are signs that some people do, but other people are silent. In fact, they do everything they can to act normal because they don't want you catching on, family and friends, they don't want you catching on, and they don't want you talking them out of it. And a lot of times they're in a good mood before they do it because they're finally, in their mind, I'm going to get rid of this problem pretty soon. So they actually feel a sense of relief. So they might even be in a good mood. So these are some of the signs for some people, not everybody, okay? They talk about wanting to no longer be here. They have great guilt or shame. They have a concern about being a burden to others. They may feel empty, hopeless, trapped, or having no reason to stick around. Extremely sad, more anxious, agitated, or full of rage. Unbearable emotional or physical pain. They may change behavior, such as making a plan or researching ways to do it. Withdrawing from friends, saying goodbye, giving away important items, or making a will. Taking dangerous risks, such as driving extremely fast. Displaying extreme mood swings. Eating or sleeping more or less. Using drugs or alcohol more often. So, like I said, this isn't for everyone who does it. Not for everyone, all right? It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all. So here is a hotline. Like I said, I have to talk in code. You can call or text 988. So text 988 if you need help. Chat at 988lifeline.org. The number 9, the number 8, the number 8, Lifeline with no spaces. LIFELINE.org. 988. I'll put these in the description bar also. And you can, here's a crisis text line. Text hello, HELLO, to 741-741. Okay? So I will put that information in the description bar so you don't have to, if you are in a crisis, you don't have to go searching for it. I'll put the information in there for you. Please reach out to someone. Just because, let me tell you something else. Not an easy topic, right? But it still needs to be discussed. I had a patient a long time ago when I was working at the, I'm not going to say the name of the place, but I was working in a hospital, and one of my patients was in the ER, and she wanted to do that. She wanted to unalive herself. And God will give you the right words to give that person, because I don't even remember what I told her. It's kind of like God taking over my mind and telling me what to say, because I can't remember what I told her. But I do remember a moment where she wasn't looking at me. She didn't have any eye contact with me at all. And she said, "You don't even know me. Why do you care?" And that's a legit point. And I said, because I can understand the feeling of despair, and I can understand that feeling of, you know, if I don't awaken, it's okay. Okay? I don't have to know you to feel badly about that and to reach out to you and let you know that I care about you. My life has been a hellish nightmare. So I know, if anybody knows what it's like to be in a hellish situation, my whole life's been a roller coaster. I finally calmed it down by eliminating a lot of the people who were deliberately causing hell to my life. I got rid of them. So that helped a lot. But I grew up with two parents that didn't love me, okay, which is one of the worst things a kid could go. It is the worst thing a kid could go through. One of the worst things. There's probably other worse things, but your parents who are supposed to love, nurture, protect, they don't give a shit. If you died tomorrow, that's better because, hey, that's one mouth we don't have to feed. That's how psychotic my parents were. And then I met nothing but crazy people after that because your parents set you up for failure. But the bottom line is, I'm still here. I'm still kicking. They're still doing their thing, and they're still miserable as hell, and they will stay miserable as hell. I've got people that care about me. I got people that love me, and I care about people even if I don't know you. I don't need to know you to care about you. I know what it feels like to have intense despair. I know what that feels like. You're talking to the right one, honey. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I know what it's like. You know, but I'm not one of those people who, you know, is all about me. It's not all about me. And thank God I'm not a narc because they're convinced the world is what it is for them and their pleasure. You know, I'm not a narc, thank God. So I don't think in a twisted manner. I mean, I've got another friend. She has Milo as my dog. She's got his brother. And she's not sure if she's going to keep him. She might rehome him. She's not sure. She started college and, you know, it's just too much because she already has a Great Dane and he requires a ton of energy because they're Aussies. They love to run. It's just in their bloodline, and he's not getting enough, you know, he's not getting enough energy off. And I offered to take him for a day. Let me take him off your hands. The two of them will get to bond with each other. They're brothers. They'll get to bond with each other and, you know, play with each other and wrestle. And Milo will learn that, you know, try to dominate another dog is not going to work because he gets penalized for that. Right? He's got an e-collar, and I will reprimand him and let him know you're not going to bully him. You're going to play with him nicely. So it's going to be something they both will get to run and act like lunatics for a day. She'll get a break. Haven't been friends for that long, but and it would probably drive me crazy. Handling two dogs? Oh, Lord. Handling one is like handling 25. Especially with a dog that's hyper. But it's not about me. It's about what she needs so that she can breathe. And what we're probably going to do is take them to the dog park. There's a gorgeous dog park here in town. Stunning. It is just laid out. It's so beautiful. We're probably going to take them there, both of them, either Sunday or Monday. But it's not always about us. Sometimes you have to make your life inconvenient so that someone else's life could be easier. Because you would want someone to do that for you. And now whether the person takes you up on that offer or not, that's a different story. But the bottom line is, it's not about me. And I know what it's like to feel alone. And if I could help someone else not feel like they're abandoned, that's the goal. That's the goal. It's not always about us. It really isn't. So, like I said, I'm going to put this information in the description bar. And please, 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 if you feel despair, anger, frustration, abandonment, reach out to someone. Sometimes people communicate better with strangers. You know why? Because that person's less likely to, you know, they're not going to bring up the past. Well, you did a lot of things wrong in your life. No wonder you're upset now. And look at all the failures that you've had. Strangers don't know all that, so they're not going to go there. And if they have some sense, they wouldn't go there anyway. Because you don't beat someone up while they're down. Well, since you're laying on the ground and you feel like, you know, you feel this incredible amount of darkness, let me go ahead and kick you in the face with steel-toe boots. And there are people who will do that. Not everybody is stupid that way. Some of us have sense, and we want to lift you up, not bring you down. It's not a matter of knowing the person. It's a matter of what would you want someone to do for you. Put yourself in their shoes. To me, that's just common sense. You know, if you could help someone out of a burning building or let them know, hey, you know, get away from your house. We'll try to go in and get your dog or whatever we got to do. Where like one lady, her house was on fire. This was years ago. This older lady, and they had got her out, obviously, and she was fine. Not fine because her house was on fire, obviously, but I mean she wasn't hurt physically. And I said, "Is this your home?" Because people had kind of crowded around and were watching and whatnot. And I said, "Is this your house?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "I'm really sorry. Is there anything I could do for you?" And she said, "Can you call my pastor?" I said, "Yeah, I could do that. I'd be happy to do that for you." So it's not about us. It's just common sense. I mean, to me, it's just common sense. It's not being a hero or, oh, you know, tranquility, you think you're better than other people. It has nothing to do with that. Don't get stupid and don't get twisted. It's common sense. Someone's in a desperate situation. You are there for them. Common sense. That's it. It's just common sense. So, yeah, I don't have to know you to understand what you're going through. Been there, done that. Okay? So, again, I'm going to put this information in the description bar before I forget. I'm not going to forget. That's really crucial. So don't worry about that. If you want to reach out to me, fine. Reach out to me. I'm on Instagram. Tranquility_QT. No spaces. The letter Q and the letter T. Like cutie. Because look at me. I'm a cutie. Hey, I had to throw some humor in there somewhere. So anyway, you guys take care. If you need help, reach out. Reach out to someone. Somebody cares. It does not matter if they know you personally or not. That is irrelevant. Okay? Much love to all of you.